My name is Emma. I am 28 years old. Today I want to tell you my story. It's a story about loyalty, love, sacrifice, and heartbreak. I was loyal in love. I gave everything. But was it enough? Listen to my journey and decide for yourself. I grew up believing in true love. My parents were married for 30 years. They loved each other every single day. They held hands. They laughed together. They never gave up on each other. That's what I wanted. That kind of love. That kind of loyalty. That kind of forever. When I was 22, I met Daniel at university. He was studying engineering. I was studying literature. We were completely different. But they say opposites attract, right? Daniel was quiet and serious. I was talkative and emotional. He loved numbers and logic. I loved books and poetry. He planned everything. I was spontaneous and free. But somehow, we fit together. Like two puzzle pieces that shouldn't match but do. Our first date was at a small Italian restaurant. We talked for hours. He told me about his dreams of building bridges. Real bridges that connect people. I told him about my dream of writing books. Stories that touch hearts. I like you, Emma, he said at the end of the night. You make me see the world differently. You make me feel. I like you too, I said. You make me feel safe. You make me feel grounded. That night, I went home and wrote in my journal. I think I met someone special. I think this could be something real. I was right. It was real. At least I thought it was. Daniel and I dated for 2 years. They were beautiful years. We did everything together. We studied together in the library. We cooked together in my tiny apartment. We watched old movies and shared one blanket. We walked in the park and talked about our future. After 2 years, Daniel proposed. It wasn't fancy. We were sitting on my couch eating pizza, watching a movie. He suddenly turned off the TV. Emma, he said. I don't have a fancy speech prepared. I'm not good with words like you are. But I know one thing. I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me? He pulled out a simple ring. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't big. But it was from his heart. I cried. Happy tears. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. We got married 6 months later. Small wedding. Just family and close friends. We didn't have much money. But we had love. We had each other. That was enough. Or so I believed. We moved into a small apartment. 1 bedroom. Tiny kitchen. But it was ours. Our first home together. I decorated it with cheap furniture and lots of love. Daniel built us a bookshelf. I filled it with my favorite books. This is perfect, I said, looking around our little apartment. You're perfect, Daniel said, kissing my forehead. Life was simple. Life was good. Life was happy. Daniel worked at an engineering firm. He worked long hours. Sometimes he came home tired and stressed. But I was always there. I made dinner. I listened to his problems. I supported his dreams. That's what loyal wives do, right? They stand by their husbands no matter what. I got a job at a publishing company. It wasn't my dream job, but it was a start. I worked as an assistant editor. I read manuscripts. I made coffee. I did boring tasks. But I was patient. I was waiting for my chance to write my own book. Every evening, Daniel and I ate dinner together. We talked about our day. We made plans for the weekend. We were building our life. Together. As a team. After 1 year of marriage, Daniel got a big opportunity. A promotion. But it meant moving to another city. 3 hours away from our families. Away from my job. Away from everything familiar. I don't know if we should take it, Daniel said. It's a great job. More money. Better position. But it means you'll have to leave your job. Your friends. Everything. I didn't hesitate. We should take it, I said. This is your dream. We'll make it work. Are you sure? He asked. What about your job? Your writing. I can write anywhere, I said. I can find a new job. Your career is important. We're a team, remember? We support each other. So we moved. I quit my job. I said goodbye to my friends. I left everything behind. For him. For us. For our future together. The new city was lonely at first. I didn't know anyone. Daniel was busy with his new job. He worked even longer hours now. Sometimes he worked weekends too. I was alone a lot. But I didn't complain. I was loyal. I was supportive. I found a new job. Not in publishing this time. Just a regular office job. Boring. Unfulfilling. But it paid bills. And it gave Daniel space to focus on his career. At night, when he came home tired, I had dinner ready. I listened to his work stories. I gave him advice when he asked. I massaged his shoulders when he was stressed. I did everything a good wife should do. Thank you for being so understanding, he said sometimes. I don't know what I'd do without you. I'll always be here, I said. Always. I meant it. I was loyal. That was my promise. For better or worse. Right? 2 years passed in the new city. Daniel's career was going great. He got another promotion. He was respected at work. He was successful. I was proud of him. So proud. But my life? My life was on pause. I still worked at the boring office job. I still came home to an empty apartment. I still waited for Daniel to have time for me. My writing? I barely wrote anymore. I was too tired. Too uninspired. Too lonely. My dream of publishing a book felt far away. Like a star I couldn't reach. One evening, I met an old friend from university at a coffee shop. Her name was Lisa. She was visiting the city for work. Emma. Oh my God. How are you? She hugged me tight. I'm good, I said automatically. I'm married now. Life is good. That's wonderful. Are you still writing? I remember you always wanted to be an author. I smiled sadly. Not really. Life got busy. You know how it is. You have to keep writing, Emma. You're so talented. Don't give up on your dreams. After she left, I sat in that coffee shop and cried. Quietly. Silently. I realized something. I had given up on my dreams. For Daniel. For his career. For our marriage. But what about me? What about my dreams? What about my life? That night, I talked to Daniel. I want to start writing again, I said. I want to work on my book. He was looking at his laptop. Working as always. That's great, honey, he said, not really listening. You should do that. But he didn't ask about my book. He didn't ask about my dreams. He didn't really care. He was too busy with his own life. His own success. His own dreams. I realized I was alone in this marriage. Physically, he was there. But emotionally? Emotionally, I was alone. Year 3 of our marriage was when everything started to change. Small things at first. Things I tried to ignore. Daniel stopped coming home for dinner. Working late, he'd text. This happened more and more. Some nights he didn't come home until midnight. He stopped talking to me about his day. When I asked, he gave short answers. Fine. Busy. Tired. That was all I got. He was always on his phone. Texting. Smiling at messages. When I asked who he was texting, he said, just work stuff. Nothing important. We stopped having date nights. We stopped watching movies together. We stopped talking about the future. We just existed in the same apartment. Like roommates. Not like husband and wife. One night, I tried to reconnect. I made his favorite meal. I bought candles. I dressed nice. I wanted to remember us. Who we used to be. Daniel came home at 10 p.m. Late again. Surprise. I said. I made dinner. Your favorite. He looked at the cold food on the table. At the melted candles. At me waiting for hours. I'm sorry, Emma. I already ate at the office. We had a meeting with clients. He didn't even look sorry. He looked annoyed. You could have texted me, I said. Tears filled my eyes. I forgot. I was busy. Why are you making such a big deal about this? A big deal? I spent hours preparing, waiting, hoping. And he forgot? I just wanted to spend time with you. I whispered. We live together, Emma. We spend time together every day. He walked to the bedroom. The conversation was over. I sat at that table, looking at the cold food, the melted candles, the effort that meant nothing. And I felt something break inside me. Something small but important. Her name was Claire. I found out by accident. I was using Daniel's laptop to check my email. Mine was broken. A message popped up. From Claire. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Miss working with you. Smiley face. My heart froze. Who was Claire? Why did she miss him? Why the smiley face? I didn't want to be that wife. The suspicious one. The jealous one. But something felt wrong. I opened the messages. I know I shouldn't have. But I did. Months of messages. Friendly at first. Then more. They had lunch together. Often. They talked about personal things. Not just work. They shared jokes. Private jokes I didn't understand. Your wife is lucky to have you, Claire wrote once. Sometimes I don't think she realizes that, Daniel replied. That hurt. That hurt so much. I realized everything. I gave up everything. And he didn't even appreciate it. There were no romantic messages. No I love you. No plans to meet secretly. But there was something there. An emotional connection. An intimacy that should have been mine. He was sharing his thoughts with her. His feelings. His life. While I sat at home, waiting for him. When Daniel came home that night, I confronted him. Who is Claire? His face went pale. What? How do you know about Claire? I saw the messages. Who is she? She's a colleague. We work together. That's all. That's all? You have lunch with her every day. You share private jokes. You tell her things you don't tell me. Emma, you're being ridiculous. She's just a friend. A work friend. I'm your wife. I should be your friend. I should be the one you talk to. You're always so emotional, Emma. You make everything into a big drama. Claire and I are just colleagues. Nothing more. But I saw the truth in his eyes. Maybe nothing physical happened. But emotionally, he was already cheating. He was giving her what should have been mine. His attention. His time. His thoughts. His heart. After discovering Claire, I became a ghost in my own marriage. I was there physically, but my spirit was broken. I cooked. I cleaned. I went to work. I came home. I existed. But I wasn't living. Daniel and I barely spoke. We moved around each other like strangers. He came home late. I pretended to be asleep. In the morning he left early. I stayed in bed. One evening my mother called. How are you, sweetheart? You sound different lately. I'm fine, Mom. I lied. Just tired from work. Is everything okay with Daniel? With the marriage? I wanted to tell her the truth. I wanted to cry and say, no, Mom. Nothing is okay. I'm dying inside. I'm so lonely. I gave up everything, and it wasn't enough. But instead I said, everything is fine, Mom. We're good. Why did I lie? Because I was ashamed. Ashamed that my perfect marriage wasn't perfect. Ashamed that my loyalty wasn't appreciated. Ashamed that I wasn't enough. I started writing again. Not a book. Just feelings. Sad words on paper. Poetry about loneliness. About giving everything and receiving nothing. About being loyal to someone who wasn't loyal to your heart. Every word I wrote was therapy. Every sentence was a cry for help. But nobody heard it. Nobody read it. I was alone with my pain. It was our 5th wedding anniversary. 5 years of marriage. 5 years of loyalty. 5 years of sacrifice. 5 years of being a good wife. I expected Daniel to remember. I expected something. A card. Flowers. Dinner. Anything. But he came home at 11 p.m. No flowers. No card. No sorry. He had forgotten. Our anniversary. He forgot. Daniel, I said when he walked in. Do you know what today is? He looked confused. Thursday. It's our anniversary. 5 years. His face showed surprise. Then guilt. Oh, Emma. I'm sorry. Work was crazy. I completely forgot. He forgot. 5 years of marriage. And he forgot. Like it meant nothing. Like I meant nothing. You forgot. I repeated. My voice was flat. Empty. You forgot our anniversary. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. We can go out this weekend. No, I said. You can't make this up. You can't fix this with a dinner. Emma, don't be dramatic. People forget things. I'm human. Dramatic? I laughed. A bitter, broken laugh. I gave up my job for you. I moved cities for you. I put my dreams on hold for you. I waited for you every night. I was loyal to you through everything. And you forgot our anniversary. You forgot me. That's not fair, Emma. I work hard for us. For our future. Our future? What future? You work all the time. You barely talk to me. You spend more time with Claire than with me. You forgot our anniversary. What kind of future is this? Daniel's face became cold. If you're so unhappy, maybe you should leave. Those words. Those terrible words. Like a knife in my heart. After everything. After all my loyalty. All my sacrifice. He was telling me to leave. Maybe I should. I whispered. That night, I slept on the couch. Daniel slept in the bedroom. We were in the same apartment. But we were worlds apart. The next morning, I woke up with clarity. Crystal clear clarity. I had been loyal in love. I had given everything. But loyalty doesn't mean losing yourself. Loyalty doesn't mean accepting neglect. Loyalty doesn't mean staying where you're not valued. I called my mother. I told her everything. The loneliness. The neglect. The forgotten anniversary. Everything. She listened. Then she said, Emma, loyalty is beautiful. But it should go both ways. You've been loyal to him. But has he been loyal to you? Not to another woman, maybe. But to your heart? To your dreams? To your marriage? Has he been loyal to what matters? Her words broke something open in me. She was right. Loyalty isn't just about not cheating. It's about showing up. It's about caring. It's about appreciating. It's about making your partner feel loved and valued. Daniel did none of that. I was loyal in love. But he was loyal to his career. His success. His comfort. Not to me. Not to us. That evening, Daniel came home early for once. I was packing a bag. What are you doing? He asked. I'm leaving, I said calmly. I'm going to stay with my parents for a while. I need space. I need to think. Emma, don't be ridiculous. We can work this out. Can we? I looked at him. Really looked at him. Do you even want to work this out? Do you even see me anymore? Do you even love me? He was silent. That silence said everything. I was loyal in love, Daniel, I said. Tears ran down my face. I gave you everything. My job. My city. My dreams. My heart. I was the most loyal wife. But you? You were loyal to everything except me. That's not true, he said weakly. Isn't it? When was the last time you asked about my day? When was the last time we had a real conversation? When was the last time you looked at me and really saw me? When was the last time I felt like I mattered to you? He had no answer. Because the truth was painful. The truth was I didn't matter to him anymore. Maybe I never really did. I deserve better, I said. I deserve someone who values my loyalty. Someone who appreciates my sacrifices. Someone who makes me feel loved. Not tolerated. Not ignored. Loved. Emma. I'm done, Daniel. I'm done being invisible. I'm done being lonely in my own marriage. I'm done giving everything and receiving nothing. I'm done. I picked up my bag and walked to the door. Daniel didn't stop me. He didn't fight for me. He didn't beg me to stay. He just stood there, watching me leave. And that told me everything I needed to know. Our marriage was already over. I was just the last one to accept it. I moved back in with my parents. At 28 years old, I was back in my childhood room. It felt like failure, like giving up. But my mother said, "It's not failure, Emma. It's choosing yourself. That's bravery." The first few weeks were hard. I cried a lot. I felt angry. I felt sad. I felt lost. I questioned everything. Did I give up too easily? Should I have tried harder? Was I being selfish? But then I started to heal. Slowly. Day by day. I started writing again. Really writing. All the pain. All the loneliness. All the feelings. I wrote them all down. And it became something beautiful. A book. My book. About loyalty and loss. About giving everything and learning to give to yourself. I sent my manuscript to publishers. One said yes. They wanted to publish my book. My dream. The dream I put on hold for Daniel. It was happening. Finally. I got a new job. At a publishing company. A good job. They respected me. They valued me. They saw my worth. I reconnected with old friends. I made new friends. I laughed again. Real laughter. Not forced. Not fake. Real joy. 3 months after I left, Daniel texted me. "Can we talk? Please. I miss you." I stared at that message for a long time. Part of me wanted to go back. The part that believed in forever. The part that valued loyalty above everything. The part that still loved him. But the stronger part? The part that learned to love myself? That part knew the truth. Going back would mean losing myself again. And I just found myself. I wasn't going to lose her again. I texted back. "I was loyal in love, Daniel. I gave you everything. But loyalty without respect is just self-destruction. I hope you find what you're looking for. But it's not me. Not anymore. Goodbye." I blocked his number. I closed that chapter. It hurt. But it was necessary. Today I'm 30 years old. 2 years since I left Daniel. 2 years of healing and growing. 2 years of learning to love myself. My book was published. It's called I Was Loyal in Love. It's my story. My heart on pages. Many people read it. Many people wrote to me. "Thank you for writing this," they said. "I felt so alone in my loyalty. Your story helped me." I learned that loyalty is beautiful. But it's not enough. Love needs more than loyalty. It needs respect, communication, appreciation, effort. From both sides. I learned that you can be the most loyal person in the world, but if the other person doesn't value it, your loyalty means nothing to them. I learned that staying in a marriage doesn't make you strong. Sometimes leaving makes you stronger. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. I learned that I am worthy of love. Real love. Not the kind where I give everything and receive crumbs, but the kind where loyalty goes both ways. Where both people show up. Where both people care. Am I bitter? No. I'm grateful. That marriage taught me who I am. What I deserve. What I won't accept anymore. Am I afraid to love again? Yes, sometimes. But I'm also hopeful. Because now I know my worth. I won't settle. I won't sacrifice myself. I won't be loyal to someone who isn't loyal to my heart. My name is Emma. I was loyal in love. Maybe too loyal. Maybe I gave too much. But I don't regret my capacity to love deeply. I just regret giving it to someone who didn't cherish it. If you're reading this, if you're listening to my story, and you see yourself in it, I want you to know, your loyalty is beautiful. But don't lose yourself in it. Be loyal to others. But be loyal to yourself first. You deserve someone who values your loyalty, who appreciates your sacrifices, who sees you, who chooses you every single day. Don't settle for less. You're worth more than that. I was loyal in love, and I learned that true love is loyal to your heart, not just your promises.